Virgos, hello, hello, my loves. How is everyone doing tonight? My name is Christina. This is Vivid Vibration. Thank you so much for being here with me. Virgos, y'all had a story that came out that was just very dramatic, but I'll tell you the cards first. The Temple and the Flame, the Sustainer and the Crone, the Thread and the Healer. Y'all are straight up on some like journey shit, like gone through the flames of understanding, like what do you really value and why do you value it? And that's like, I feel like that, like this stoic energy that I'm picking up on. Um, Listen, Virgo men, y'all are the most self-restrained wild ones on the planet. No joke, no joke. But like that being said, your self-restraint and your wild energy have been in conflict with one another for a while, you know? And I feel like you've gone through this journey and the flame, refined by fire, but also the flame is that point of destination. Like I feel like it's that guiding light. And I feel like there's been this like guiding light that has enlightened you to what it is that you were actually worshiping versus what you were saying that you were worshiping. That's not just for my men, that's for all my Virgos. They're just making a note of the fact that, the Virgo men, they come with an energy, right? It's a Virgo man when the Sustainer and the Crone, because I feel like what you were doing was sorting through. Well, because now I see somebody who's sifting, and they're sifting out, what they want to sustain. And I feel like you've like in going through this journey, you've sifted out what you wanted to sustain. And so I just feel like you're like, there's almost the sense of like, okay, I'm ready to go. I know what I want to sustain now. It's time for me to bring healing. I mean, to whatever that is in your life, because I'm sure we could all heal 1,010,000 things, right? All right. Virgs. Virgos. Ooh, Santa Muerta. Love that. Ace of Swords, King of Swords, Temperance. Well, I mean, it's definitely just, I don't know, because I just feel like there's a lightness to this. It's like I don't have to take all of this bullshit with me. You know what I mean? like that's what I feel like you're saying, because I feel like you've gone through this process of recognition, and it's enabled you to really sift through the things that you want to keep and discard the things that you don't, and take those things and bring yourself back to life. I feel like you bring healing because you create balance. And I love that. Virgos. King of Swords again. Definitely some like solid decision making that's happening, and I love that, Virgs. The Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Moon. I wonder if some of my Virgos aren't dealing with Tauruses. I mean, the earth energy kind of mixes together sometimes, but I just feel like this decision to see what can be recreated, not recreated, can be created. I say recreated because of Santa Muerta. I mean, but when you come back to life, you are a recreated version of yourself. And I feel like, the decision has been made that I don't know, I just feel like empowered by intuition. Like I trust my voice now. I feel like part of what you were uncovering was that you didn't actually trust your voice. And I think that for anyone in life, and I think that this happens to damn near everyone just because of the way that our society views parenting, but that's its own thing. I think that everyone comes into this world feeling like they don't actually really have a voice. They don't actually really have a choice. They don't have a choice about where they grew up. They don't have a choice about how much money their parents make. They don't have a choice about whether or not they get to buy the latest name brand shoes. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have a choice to feel bad about themselves for it because that's what everybody's telling them they should do. I mean, like when you really think about how everyone is affected by their programming toward just not having a voice. It's crazy. But, like when you're sifting through all of this and you realize that you were afraid of your own voice, then you were able to, I think, start to trust in your voice, because I think you uncovered the value of your voice when it got lost in the many voices. And I love that. Okay, Virgs. How would this resonate for you? I don't know. I mean, maybe you're going into a company and you're taking on a new role and I just feel like you show up ready, dressed for success, drop in the rhetoric. Okay, what? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like if it's one of those things where it's community, and you felt like you couldn't really exist in a community where you didn't actually feel like you had a voice. And you were just like study in those communities, you know what I mean? And then you find a community where your voice is welcome. And you're like, oh, that's nice. I don't know, but it feels like it's healing and it feels like it brings balance to you. And I feel like it brings balance to you because you worked toward balance. You worked toward integrating the beast, right? The caged beast. That was in your reads at some point in time. But I feel like that energy is present here too. Or somebody of that energy who was with me then. I feel like, welcome back. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's definitely like a process that's been gone through and a direction that you've had in mind and a sifting of behaviors and patterns and values that you've had to undergo until you discovered what it was that like you really, like, that was where your value was. And I feel like for a lot of my Virgos, that was in your voice. You handed your voice over to other people because and even though you trusted yourself more than them, it was like literally throat chakra blocked as fuck energy. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. And, you know, and you were brought into a society, into a world that gives you every reason to be afraid of your voice. So that's not a judgment against you in any way. You know, it's just like a recognition of what you have to overcome in order to overcome that fear. And that's a journey, right? That's not something that just like we wake up one day and we're like, oh my God, it's all better now. You know, like that's not how that works. But when you go through the journey, when you sift through the things that are necessary and the things that aren't necessary, and you go in these directions, you know, again, there's just a sense of justice in cultivating what it was that you wanted to cultivate. But I feel like everybody else wanted to tell you. I almost feel this sense of like, I'm Virgos, you know your shit, right? Come out of Virgo. I feel like there were people who were, I don't know, for some of you, like they were in a position to make others question your voice. And I feel like maybe for some of you, like that's something that's being addressed, because that wasn't a general read, I want to say. The smear campaign, that's kind of what that feels like, though. You know, like the justice that's brought, you know, but the smear campaign, I feel like was pushing you in a direction that you were like, that's not the direction I'm supposed to go in, and that's not my character, and that's not my anything, quite frankly. You know, but like very telling of all of you. You know, like feeling some type of way, you know. And I just think working on yourself, sifting through the things and bringing justice to the situation. If you're in that smear campaign energy, if that's not for you, then I would say, you know, on like on a lower level, maybe even just like people not taking your advice, like people asking your opinion and then doing like the opposite of what you said. You know what I mean? And it just irritating you, even if it's something small where like it doesn't really matter. But like if you didn't want my opinion, why are you asking? You know what I mean? Like, you know, however it plays out for you, I just feel like there's this sense of justice that you're experiencing. The prayer. I mean, ask and you shall receive. Put it into the universe so the universe knows what it is that you want. What do you want, Fergs? What do you really want? What do you know that you really want now? Because you went through that whole goddamn process. Right? Because it's always a process. True for all of us. Virgs, I love y'all so much. This was such a good read. I mean, like, I don't know. I obviously the smear campaign element is never like pleasant or good in any way, and yet, you know, like if you're coming out of it, then like hell yeah. If this did resonate with you in any way, shape, or form, please do give me a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and sharing your energy with me, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.